The party
Guy
was lame to me.
Fieri.
Fieri.
This is the fun.
Yeah.
So they're trying to track him down. Mora's at the party.
I just want to say, you are never allowed to pick the freaking theme for anything again. Okay. Albuquerque, fire truck. We're just yelling out words now? What's going on here? Hello, good sir and everyone, and welcome to another episode of BS Drunk Movie Reviews. This is a weekly podcast, and we do upload the video version of this to our YouTube channel, so be sure to check us out there. My name is Matt, Sir Matt, and as always, I am being joined by my feisty sister, Vetta, and co-host. Vetta, how are you doing?
Lovely.
Good day, good day.
How
good
are you, my
morrow.
sir?
I'm good. I'm quite good. I'm good.
Delightful.
And on this episode, we are going to be reviewing the movie The Princess Bride, as you wish. Okay, so first off, before we get started on this movie, The Princess Bride, which, real quick, when was the first time that you saw this movie?
Probably when it went to VHS. I'm almost positive that I saw it because that was in the time frames of like Friday nights in our house, where the only night of the week we got to eat out, and it was pizza from Little Caesars and movies from Blockbuster. Like mom would get two Blockbuster movies and get, pizza.
And did you fall in love with this movie immediately, or?
Absolutely.
I know, right? This is
You're
a classic.
psychotic person.
Yeah,
you're a psychopath if you didn't.
Yeah. Cash App. So I just
That's
okay.
my
So
husband texting me.
So now before we get started on this episode, we are going to ask the most important question of the night, and that is, what are you drinking? Vetta, what are you drinking?
Okay, so I have two beverages. I have I've been drinking Dread Pirate Roberts.
It looks delicious.
Yeah, it is ginger beer with gin with raspberry syrup and lime juice.
Oh my goodness,
I did not know if I was gonna like it because I'm not a huge gin person. I mean, I'm not gonna turn it away.
I love gin.
I made a backup drink of your all the time drinking Dr. Pepper and vodka. So I made that as my backup drink. But I made them both at the same time. And you were fashionably late today. I downed my first.
I had to get my gob on, my
pirate. And so now this is my second. And then I have to drink the Dr. Pepper and vodka because I can't waste my
You sound like a lucky girl to me.
Right? So I'm having a good evening.
Right on. All right. So I am having.
You? What are you drinking?
Okay. So I'm having what is called, I'm drinking a little bit of it, what is called a Gilder Alexander. And it is German brandy, Advocat, which I had to go to the wine and liquor store.
Apricot?
No, Avocat.
Oh, I was like, that's a new win.
And then Choco Mel, which is like a chocolate. It's like chocolate milk. It tastes like chocolate milk or whatever. Which they also had
liqueur.
Yeah. Well, yeah. We'll say yes. It's yes. And then it's got simple syrup in it. And then you're supposed to do. I tried to do the chocolate garnish, but it wants you to grate chocolate on top of it, and I didn't have time for that, so I just put a little protein powder on top, and it fucking sank to the bottom. So I'm like, all right,
I was gonna say you should have just got your vegetable peeler out and peeled yourself off of some chocolate. It would have been two little stripes.
It looks like chocolate milk, but it's freaking delicious. I was like, God damn,
this thing goes down so smooth that I'm gonna be fucked up.
Nice. That's what I like to hear. Okay.
Lucky me.
Yeah, lucky you. All right, let's get started on reviewing this movie. A fairy tale adventure about a beautiful young woman and her one true love. He must find her after a long separation and save her. They must battle the evils of the mythical kingdom of Florin to be reunited with each other, based on the William Goldman novel, The Princess Bride, which earned its own loyal audience. Okay, I'm sorry, I read that last part. I didn't preview the synopsis of this movie, but that's fine. Okay, so let me pull this movie up. Okay.
Oh my gosh. Do you not remember? Like, he is playing
Yeah, a Nintendo or
Yeah.
Atari, whatever
No,
the fuck this
no,
is.
he's got the Atari because he's got the
Oh, right
joystick
on.
and everything.
Yeah, well, let me just say right now, when this thing came on, the first time watching it, I was like, fuck yeah, this is how video games should be played. You know what? You know what about video games like this and video games pre now is they taught you patience because in those well, not in this specific video game, but if you died in the video game, you had to start all the way fucking back over to level
Oh,
1.
remember Mario Brothers? Like
Dude,
you
I
could
remember
see
all of
the
them.
end and you wouldn't make the jump, and you had to go all the way back to the beginning. There was no respawning at the
No,
last check-in point. You had to go
exactly.
all the way back to
Yeah,
the
all the way
beginning of
back, all the way
level.
back. It taught you patience. It taught you strategy. These games now, they just teach
Yeah.
you like, oh, it's fine
It
if you
taught
die,
you
you come back.
learning real quick, like you going, okay, I got to do this. Not going, oh, well, if it doesn't work, I'll try again. No,
Nope.
because it took
No,
you
no,
an
no, no.
hour to get to that place. Yeah, I agree.
So here we have the grandson, which I don't know if they name him, but I'm just gonna call him Fred. Hey, Fred.
Yeah.
So Fred is sick from school, and I'm like, faker. By the way, Halloween mask in the back, love it. Anyways,
Oh,
so
let's
that
just
was
love his entire room. He's
oh yeah,
got
for sure.
refrigerator Perry on his wall. He's clearly living in Chicago because everything in his room is yay
Da Bears.
Chicago. Yeah, the Bears.
Da Bears. Okay, so his mother's like, hey, your grandfather heard you were sick. He is coming over to hang out with you. And he's like, oh, not grandpa and everything. And she's like, be nice or whatever.
She's like,
so grandpa,
Pop-Pop's here. Suck it up, Buttercup.
Yeah. Yeah. So grandpa brings him a book, a gift as a book. He's like, a book and everything. He's all like, yes, before video games and movies.
You would have had the same response if
our grandpa came
into your room and said, I brought you a book.
Of course I would have. But at the same time, I'm all like, the story's just so dang good. Okay. So he's all like, oh, grandpa. And he's like, listen, this is a book that my grandfather would read to me when I was sick. And now I'm reading it to you. So, chill the fuck out, kid. He's like fine.
Down.
Yeah, he's like, fine. Let's do this. He's like, all right, chapter 1. So then we get this like little village, whatever, and in it we meet Buttercup, which I have to be honest with you, not a huge fan of the name, but whatever, and Wesley. And she's just, they're both commoners, but he's a stable boy. And she's just like, she keeps saying to him, Wesley, take my horse. And he always says to her, as you wish. Until one day she realizes that he wasn't saying as you wish, although he was saying as you wish. What he really meant was, I love you. And then finally one day she realizes that she loves him, and he comes into her house and she's all like, oh, I got to keep him here so I can fuck him on this bed that has bread on it. And she's like, Wesley, will you reach me this pot? And he's like, as you wish. And she's like, no, as you wish. You know what I'm saying? Glock 3000 and everything. So they're kissing. He's like, listen, I need to make some money, girl. So I'm going to go off on the seas, the high seas. And you stay here.
Mm-hmm.
And they're kissing. He's like, not kissing, Grandpa. I thought you said there'd be swords.
He's prepubescent. That's not his thing.
Yeah, my kids are the same way because they're both young and everything. She's like, please don't go. I love you so much. And everything. He's like, I gotta go. I gotta make this money, girl. Until one day she finds out that his ship was boarded by the Dread Pirate Roberts. And nobody and Dread Pirate Roberts, he doesn't take prisoners. Too much of a hassle, So
They're a lot of work.
They are a lot of work, right? they are and everything. So she's all like, I'll never love again. And I'm all like, okay, that's fine. But will you get married? So she finally, so then the Prince Humperdinck, which also terrible name.
Terrible name, but I love it at the same time.
Yes, I love it at the same time. He sees her and he's all like, fuck, I want to marry this broad. She's hot as shit and everything. And she is. Robin Wright is very attractive. Yeah, she's very attractive. Yeah. So he's all like, he's talking to the common folk. He's like, I found her and she's one of you lowly people, you little plebs. I introduced to you Princess Buttercup and everything. And they're like, dun, dun, dun. And she's all like, hey, look at me. By the way, I like this dress. Terrible headpiece. But I'm like, you know what? Whatever. It's fine.
I can't imagine headpieces back then were really ever that nice at all because it's a shitty hat.
Yeah. Yeah, which I'm all like, I'm like, fine, whatever, it's fine. It is what it is. And so you gotta fill in your time, your days somehow. And she's like, oh, hats. Okay.
And I just love how she looks like the most depressed princess you've ever seen in your life.
Yeah.
Like,
She's like,
every little girl in the world wants to be a princess except for Buttercup.
right. I have to ask you a question. Humperdinck, do you find him attractive?
No.
Yeah. I was all like, he's not hot, but they always made him as like a sex symbol back in the 80s. You know, like
he
was
totally looks like a shitty sitcom dad.
Yeah, because they made him in that. What was that? Fright Night. He was the vampire, and I was like, and they made him all sexy. But I'm like, yeah, but have you guys seen his face? I mean, I don't mind him as an actor, but
he looks constipated all the time.
Yeah. So he goes on to say that she only gets joy out of her morning ride and everything until she comes across, these three. Oh shoot, I missed the three bandits. Hold on, let me get him. She comes across these three good-looking gentlemen.
Oh yeah.
And here we have a Sicilian, a Spaniard, and a giant. What? And so, okay, so he's like, good day, you're whatever. We're in the circus, which I'd have been like, carnies, gross. I fucking hate carnies.
I would have been like, show me a trick.
Yeah. But like, and so he's all like, we were just looking for, a village or a town or whatever. Can you point us to the nearest one? She's all like, that isn't a village for miles. And he's like, good. Nobody will hear your screams. And she's like, and then I like how she's like, well, what? And everything. And I was like, well, you guys didn't need to tell her that. You didn't.
Apparently, Andre the Giant's hands are so big that if he just grabs you by the neck, you just pass out.
You know what they say about big hands?
He's doing the Vulcan death grip before it was a thing.
Yeah, they should have put that sound effect that in there and he'd be like, oh, sorry, Valisi, I messed up. Sorry, Valini, I messed up. I broke her neck.
I don't know my own strength. Sorry.
Gosh. So they get her on this boat, which I just want to say, this boat's pretty freaking small, but it's fine. It's fine. They only need it for like.
I mean, they're kind of shitty pirates, bandits, whatever. They're not really,
Yeah, and they're just kidnapping in this bitch, so it's fine. It's fine. So the Spaniard, he's all like, he's all like, he's like, what are you doing over there? And he's like, nothing, and everything. He's like, I'm putting this piece of cloth from Gelder. So that way Florin and them get into a big war or whatever once we kill the princess. And he's like, oh, we have to kill the princess? I didn't know we had to kill the princess. But I have to just say that the giant is very lovable. I love him.
Oh. Andre the Giant was just amazing to begin with.
Yeah, he was pretty great. So then I did like how he's like, get a move on, you fucking idiots and everything. And then he's like, hey, Andre. Well, I don't remember what the giant's name is, but he's like, what does he say? I think we might want to go to play. And he's like, and have a nice day. And hang out in the bay and everything. And he's like, stop rhyming. And he's like, we might have too much timing. And I'm all like, yeah, okay, fine, whatever. So
I mean, that was their version of being a smart ass.
Yeah. So then they're floating across the ocean, and she's all like, Humperdinck will come and find you, and he will kill you. And he's all like, not if he finds you dead first, little lady, or whatever. And then Fezzik, or Indigo, he's all like, why do you keep looking at the back of us? And he's like, there is someone following us. He's like, shit, and everything. So then the princess, she jumps in the water like a little idiot. I
guess they're distracted by the ship following them.
Yeah, but I just want to be like, Vetta, if you were in the middle of a large body of water and you were on a ship, would you just jump in? Like, let's say they're in the ocean right now, or they're in a sea. Would you just jump into the sea?
Well, I mean, those didn't have motors, so that's a completely different thing. But I wouldn't even jumped over that because you want to know why? I don't know where I am. I could be miles away from shore and I'm just going to keep swimming. I'm not that good. I'm no Olympic swimmer here. I'm a float in my pool swimmer, not a swim for my life swimmer. So, I would have waited and tried to escape when there was land.
Yeah, land. Yeah. Because I feel like she could outrun them. I don't know.
100%.
I'm a pretty fast runner. I mean, I don't. The giant Fezzik, that's his name. Right? It doesn't matter. He probably is not.
Fez?
Yeah, Fez. He's probably not like a fast runner. I mean, he probably got like long strides and stuff. And Bassini's not going to run. And Indigo, I mean, I feel like he could run, but his endurance would not be that great.
I feel like it would be more of a parkouring run where he'd run and be like, "Oh, I must bounce off this tree," and so he would just be too far behind.
Yeah. So then Vicini's all like, "Hey, you hear that screeching? Those are the eels. They're gonna get you." They get louder as they get closer and everything. So she's about to get hit by attacked by an eel, and this grandson's all like, "Wait, Grandpa," and he's like, "Don't worry, she doesn't die." What's wrong with his eyes right here? Okay. Anyways, he's like, she doesn't die right
guy,
here.
Cataracts. I don't know.
Yeah. And so the eels come in and Physic, he punches the shit out of this eel. Which I have to just say, the eels are kind of scary. Like I know it looks like just like a puppet, like a hand puppet with teeth or whatever, but I'm all like, I think I would be scared of this, like, and everything. But anyways, okay.
100%.
And why'd the eel just stop in front of like, he's just like he's just like a person on the street just screaming in your face and then walking away, and you're all like, "Oh, what the fuck was that?"
I think he was gonna eat her face before it got punched.
No,
it does get punched by Andre the Giant. So I mean, I think he was gonna. I think he was planning on having lunch. And I have to say, you know what it reminds me of when it jumps out and bites? Do you remember? It reminds me of the long nose thing in Beetlejuice when the guy.
Oh, the sandworms. Oh,
yeah.
Oh, you're talking about the guy.
No. The sandworm. Because I was gonna do the whole long story of when they end up being dropped out the door, but there was no need. You knew where I was going.
Yeah. I feel what you're saying. Okay. Sorry, I'm trying to make another drink while we're sitting here because I have all the ingredients.
Hey, that's important.
Yeah. The alcohol is the most important part of our program. The movie is just just an extra.
It's a bonus.
It's a bonus. Okay, so they get her on the ship and they finally reach the cliffs of insanity, and I'm all like, I don't understand that name, but whatever, it's fine.
I'm like, shouldn't there have been stairs somewhere? Because this climbing up the rope shit, poor Fez has got to carry all these people. That's some serious bullshit.
Yeah, so speaking of that, they get to the thing, and Fez has got to carry these motherfuckers up there but I like how he's like, nobody as strong as you could climb up this. He's gonna have to go around, fucker. And then I like how none of them, they're just using their arms, not their legs, and they're just going up. And I'm like, listen, I work out every day. I don't know if I could fucking do this. Like, I'm all like,
did they not learn in gym class that you wrap the rope around your foot?
Your foot, yeah.
Yeah, and you like use it as like a step and pull yourself up and move your
yeah.
I mean, but I don't think they teach that in gym anymore. So maybe they didn't at his school either. But I just love that.
School.
I love that they're yelling at Fez for taking so long. I'm like, bitch, you're just along for the ride.
And I did like when they did get up to the top and Vicini was like on his chest, on Fez's chest. I was like, crush him, Fez. Crush him, Fez. Like, you could do it. And everything.
Like, just accidentally bang his head on the side of the mountain as you're trying to get him up there.
Exactly. But then Fez cuts the rope, right? And the guy does not fall. He is stuck on that side of that mountain. And I love how every 5 seconds, Vicini's like, inconceivable. And I love how Indigo called him out on it. He's like, I do not think you know what that word means. I was like, I don't think he knows what that word means either. For being a smart guy, he's not like, I'm like, maybe we should get him a dictionary and everything.
And Indigo's like gaining respect for the man in black because every time he looks over, he's like, he's still there. He's
still there. Yeah, this fucker's got it. Whatever it is, he's got it and everything. So he's all like, listen, when the man in black gets up here, you kill him with the sword. And he's like, and then he's
like, should I use my left hand or my right hand? Yeah. He's like, I don't give a shit. Just use the sword.
I just want to say I always use both hands on my sword. Anyways, okay. So
too much information. Ew.
A sword and coconut oil. Anyways, okay. So
now I'm never going to be able to use coconut oil again.
Okay.
It's like a sibling. Gotta ruin everything.
So Vicini and the giant, they take the chick and they run. So he's practicing, and while he's doing that, he's talking to the man in black, and he's like, when you get up here, I'm gonna fight you. And he's like, well, why don't you throw me down the rope so I can get up there faster? And so he's like, okay. So eventually, he's like, how do I know you won't kill me? He's like, you have on my word of my father that I will not kill you. He's like, throw the rope and everything. So he gets up there and he's all like, no, take your time. You be ready for the fight. And he's like, you are
Yeah.
very kind. And he's
He
like, well, I'm
is
going to tell you.
a man of honor. He isn't
Yeah.
gonna stab him in the back. He wants him at full strength. So he's like, you take a break, and when you're ready, we'll do this.
Yeah. And while he's doing this, he tells the story of his father. And he says, my father was the best swordsmaker in all of Spain. And he's like, a man came to him with 6 fingers on his right hand and everything, which I just want to say, the 6-finger guy, fucking gross. 6 fingers, you know.
And he's the one that gives
Yeah. So he
Montoya
says
his scars on his face.
Yeah. So he goes, my father was a brilliant swordmaker. And he's like, comes to him, he says, build me a sword. My father spends 2 years on this sword. And he's like, when he finally comes, he says he won't pay him the money that he promised. So he kills my father. And then I grab the sword and I go to avenge my father, but I'm not good at swordplay. So he beats me, but then he gives me these 2 scars and leaves me. And he's like, I promised myself I would find him. And when I found him, I would look at him and say, I am Indigo Montoya. You killed my father. Prepare to die. And I was like, oh, that's such a good line.
It's a good line
For revenge. And I'm all like,
and later
okay.
he says it like 30 times in a row, and you're like, say it again.
Say it again. He's like, stop saying that. Oh, don't stop saying it. And I'm coming. Okay. So anyways, so they get ready to fight. So they have this beautiful sword fight. I have to just say, this is my favorite part. I don't know about you, but this sword fight is my favorite part of the movie. Like, even as a kid, I loved this because I love when they do the gymnastic thing on the bar or whatever. And I loved all of it. I love every single part of it. But
because every good sword fight isn't a sword fight without some gymnastics moves in it.
Exactly. So the Spaniard loses, and he's all like, "Kill me quickly!" And he's like, "No, he's like, but I can't have you follow me." And he knocks him out, and he goes after the other 2. And inconceivable. So then he tells Andre the Giant, he's like, "Giant dude," he's like, when he gets closer, smash his head in with a rock. And he's like, "Okay, Bassini."
Use your brute strength.
Yeah, it's like, "Okay, Bassini." So he gets there and he's all like, I missed you on purpose. He's like, I could kill you now. And he's like, how about we just fight this out? Like, you know, grown ass
mano a mano.
Mano a mano. So they fight and he jumps on his back and everything.
And when he jumps on his back, I'm like, what?
It's like a toddler riding his dad's back. Like,
it does. It's like he's going somewhere and he's like, I can't walk, Dad. Give me a piggyback.
Yeah, so I'm all like, you know what? It's fine because this part was fun too. Not as cool as the sword fight, but finally he puts some jujitsu. Which, by the way, I watched this and my kids were all like, "Hey, that's a jujitsu move." I was like, "Yeah, one of your chokeholds and everything." I was like, "Good." So he knocks him out.
My money's worth.
Get my money's worth. So while they're doing that, Humperdinck, who is the world's
best tracker.
No, tracker, yeah. He's like, there was a duel here. The winner went that way after the rest of them. The loser went.
He admires it. He's like, this was a brilliant fight. It's all over the place.
Yeah. So they're still after him. He's like, we must find my queen or whatever. So finally he gets here. I almost had wine because they had wine, but then I found this recipe.
I totally thought you were going to have wine just for this.
I was this close to having wine, but then I was like, oh, that's such a cliche and everything. Because you
didn't want to be predictable.
Well, a small piece of me was like, how do we do this game, but with me and Vetta, but on the internet? And I was like, it's not going to work. It's just not going to work. So anyways,
we're not that good at special effects. We would have to get really good at some special effects.
Well, my thing was we would just both get 2 glasses of wine and put something in one of them to make it taste bad, and then we would mix it around ourselves. But I was like, no, it wouldn't. It just wouldn't work. It wasn't going to work. Okay, so anyway, I just want to say right now, while watching this for this review, I was all like, why didn't they eat any of the bread or those apples? They look delicious. I'm starving. Okay.
I thought the same thing. He set a whole table for them to have a little charcuterie and some wine, and they didn't touch the charcuterie part
not at all. I was all like, well, but maybe he thought they would drink a glass of wine and then, like have a palate cleanser, like the bread or the apple. But no, he was, but Wesley, he introduced that poison real fucking quick. So he's like, I propose a challenge, a battle of the minds. He's like, this is iocane powder. He's like, it's tasteless, odorless, and it kills you instantly or some shit like that. And he's like, I'll put it in one of the glasses, and then we'll drink, and then the loser dies, and the winner.
And I love anytime this happens in a movie, and we see it in so many movies where they're like, I know that you know that I know. So you know that I know that you know that I know. So it's that. You know?
It's that. Yeah. And you're just like, and see, I would be the exact opposite. I'd just be like, all right, I'm going to take this one. I mean, like, I think I would just be all like, but then again,
and I would have been a smart ass and went, eeny, meeny, miny, mo.
That's funny. That's funny too. That's funny too. But also, I just would have been like, if he like, this is Icane powder, I'd be like, we're gonna waste wine, dude. Can we just drink a little bit first before one of us dies?
A whole bottle, and that's only gonna take a swig. Could we have some? Could we drink this wine? Have some bread, apples?
Yeah.
I got some good cheese. Could we do that? And then on the last drink of the wine,
yeah. Let's have a little party. Maybe I'll get so drunk I'll pass out. Probably not though. Because I'm so smart.
We could become friends while we're chit-chatting over this combo with this.
So Mr. Inconceivable here, he determines that Wesley's cup is his cup has the poison in it. So he's like, what's over there? And he switches the cups. Oops. And he drinks it and everything. And I love how he's like, don't fuck with a Sicilian when death is on the line. I was like, what the fuck does that even mean? I was like, I still don't get it to this day. And I almost asked somebody.
I feel like that's a total Italian thing. Like, don't mess with me, bro. I know everything.
Yeah. I was like, because when he said that, I was like, does anybody know what that means? Like, don't fuck with a Sicilian when death is on the line. I mean,
is that like the same as don't try to drink an Irishman under the table because you'll lose every time? I mean, I don't know.
You know what? Let's just say that's what it is. Okay. So he saves the princess, and she's all like, so then we find what's his face, Humperdinck. He's still tracking. He's like, let's and then he's all like, let's get the fuck out of here, princess. And so she's all like, I know who you are. You're the dread pirate Roberts, and you killed my Wesley. And then Humperdinck's all like, Icane powder. And she's like, I just want you to know that you, and he's all like, she's like, I'll never forgive you. And he was all like, I remember your Wesley. He's like, I was going to kill him. And then he's like, please don't, or something like, I can't remember. And I asked him what was that, and he's like, there's a woman that I absolutely love, and she's so beautiful and everything. And he's like, so I had to see, if you were that beautiful and everything. And he's like, you were real quick to go fuck somebody else, you whore. And she's like, my life, I died that day and everything. He's like, sure you did, sweetheart. And then I like how she's all like, hold on, I'm trying to get to it. Oh man, I missed it. So he turns his back, and she's like, you can die too. And she just pushes him down this fucking hill. And as he's going down, he's like, as you wish. And she's like,
so fast. She doesn't even think about it. She's so fast, goes, my Wesley, and then hurls herself down head first. I was like, you couldn't try to walk?
Well, I try to walk down. That's what I was all like. Why don't you at least, like, you've seen those things where people try to run down a steep hill and then they fall. I'm like, why don't you at least try that part first?
Or why didn't you try to do that sideways walk? Like when you go down a steep incline, you're supposed to turn sideways and go down it. She just like dove and I'm going for it.
Like she was fucking diving into a pool. She didn't even wait. She's like, oh, my Wesley, and everything. So yeah, she turned into Scrooge McDuck real fucking quick. So then at the bottom of the hill, they make out and everything. And that's when the little boy who's eating a PB&J, and I'm like, delicious.
But he's supposed to be sick. Who eats a PB&J and a glass of milk when they're sick?
Exactly.
That's too harsh for your belly.
You got to have some soup and everything.
Fred's faking it.
Yeah, Fred's a faker. But it's fine. Haven't we all been there where we faked it? And so he's like, Grandpa.
Day off is all about faking it.
Yeah, exactly. He's like, Grandpa. I always tell my kids, you don't have to fake it. If you want a day off of school, just tell me. You can have a day off of school. It can't be every day, but every now and then. I'll let you have it.
You gotta have a mental health day. It's okay.
I mean, if you say it, that's not what I call it, but okay, whatever. So then he's like, Grandpa, you said there was no lovey-dovey stuff. He's like, skip to the good part and everything. So they go. So that's when they head into the fire swamp. Dun dun dun. Which is So she's all like, Wesley, how did you survive the dread pirate Roberts? And he goes into the story about how what really happened was Dread Pirate Roberts was some dude named like Bob or some shit. And he
wanted to retire.
Yeah, it was the name of Dread Pirate Roberts that just kept getting passed down from person to person. And the real Dread Pirate Roberts
the legend going.
Yeah, to keep the legend going. And the real Dread Pirate Roberts was off in Cancun with, riches galore. And Bob wanted to retire. So he just had Wesley take over.
Bob's like, I got oodles of money now too. And so I want to take my money and retire and give you the name so you'll get oodles of money and someday get to retire too.
Yeah. And the whole time while he was on the ship or whatever, he was also learning anything he could as far as trades go, like sword play and all that stuff. Iocane powder or whatever, how he survived the iocane powder because he would eat a little bit every day. And I'm like,
he was slowly introduced it to his body every day.
So she gets set on fire a little bit because that's the fire swamp.
Because they're in the fire swamp.
Yeah.
Duh.
And then while she's walking, she slips into some quicksand.
And can we just say that is something that is amazing about 80s fantasy movies is there's always quicksand.
Always quicksand.
Always. But there's no quicksand in our real lives. Like I've never come across it, but my childhood made me think it was going to be around every corner.
Yeah, and I always thought like quicksand, you wouldn't. She sang so fucking fast and everything, and then he dived into it
in the Never Ending Story with Treyu, his horse.
Yeah.
What was the horse's name? I don't remember.
Shadowfax. I don't remember.
No,
it wasn't Shadowfax. That's Lord of the Rings. Okay, it doesn't matter. Yeah. Anyways, okay, we're talking about this movie. Okay,
I know, but they went so fast in that movie. It was slow.
I agree. That's what I thought it would be and everything. But so he grabs a hold of a thing, a vine, and he jumps right in. So while he's in there, though, this big fucking rat, which is just a dude in a costume, walks by. Now this thing is fucking gnarly, dude. I was all like, ugh, look at you. You're gross.
Regular rats are gross. This thing it's banana.
Yeah, it's huge. And so it's staking out the whole thing. It's all like, hey, what's going on here and everything. Now, while he's doing that, Vetta, when you were a kid or at any age, when they went into the sand, did you ever hold your breath and time yourself and see if you could hold your breath as long as they did?
Yes.
Because
never could. Because they're in there for minutes.
Yeah, you're just like, and then finally you're just like
that whole thing of when you drive past the cemetery, you have to hold your breath or the souls are gonna steal your life or whatever. Could never do that either.
Yeah. So when they come out, he sees these giant rats and he's like, ah, shit. these ROTCs, whatever they're fucking called. Find out what it means to me. Okay, so so she's like, what about the ROTCs? And he's like, rodents of unusual size. He's like, they're just a myth. And then one fucking tackles him like a goddamn quarterback. And it's all like
comes out of nowhere.
Fucking like a fucking Houdini trick, like no joke. And just starts gnawing on his fucking arm. I'm like, God damn, Wesley, you shouldn't have lied. You should have been like, that's why I have my sword out, baby. That's why I got my sword. So so he's fighting with these rats, and one of them tries to get her, and so he lights it on fire, and then he stabs it like a shish kebab. And so while they travel outside the forest and everything, and along comes Humperdinck and all of his men, and he's all like, kill them, and she's like, promise me that you'll let him go if I go with you. And he's like, what? He's like, let him go on his ship, and I will go with you and marry you and all that. La la la. He's like, I promise you, I will not lay a finger on him. And then he tells the six-figured guy, he's all like,
you've got a finger, you do it.
yeah. It's like, as soon as I will go away, you fucking, take him to the pit of despair. And he's like, with pleasure and everything.
And I just love that his mad scientist lab is called the Pit of Despair.
Yeah, I was like, this isn't a pit at all, fuckers. And so
he should have, brainstormed that a little bit more, but what are you gonna do?
What are you gonna do? And so he's all like, you're not really gonna take me back to my ship and everything. He's like, no, not really. And then he's like, hey, is that a sixth finger I see? There's a dude looking for you.
And he gets so mad
He gets mad. I'm like, I'd be mad too. I'm like, I understand that you were born with that 6 finger and you can't change how you were born, but goddamn,
But you
that's
can have that
gnarly.
removed.
You can have
I
that
mean,
removed.
you
Yeah.
can chop off a normal, regular finger. I'm pretty sure you
Yeah.
can chop off an additional.
Although maybe he's famous with the ladies, if you get what I'm saying. Okay. Anyways. Okay. So then we get into the pit of despair. Now, I just want to say right now, this little albino guy, he's fucking great. Like, I was like, he seems like a partier to me because he's all like, he's cleaning it up and he's like, welcome to the pit of. He's like, hey, what's up? My name is John. Welcome to the
And
pit
he's
of
got
despair.
like some weird disease in the corner of his mouth, so you know.
Oh, it was herpes.
naughty.
Yeah,
it
was
he's,
herpes.
He's up to
this fucker
something.
does not wrap it up, not one fucking bit.
No.
He's
an albino. He's like, this could be the last time I'm going for it.
Yeah, for sure. He's all like, I'm going to breed you hard. And then I like how he's like, I like how Wesley was all like, I can handle it. And the guy just gets all wide eyed. He's like, no, you can't. I don't think so, dude. He's like, good luck, fucker. I can't wait to see you try.
And he's like,
now,
if you're going to kill me, why are you cleaning me up?
Yeah. He's like Humper, or what's his face? 6 finger guy likes him clean and everything. I'm like, 6 finger guy's gross and everything.
He's super creepy.
Yeah, he's creepy. Anyways, okay, so then back at the castle, Buttercup, who is wearing a fabulous blue dress,
it's gorgeous.
Yeah, this is my favorite dress in the entire movie. She's all depressed. She's like, I don't get to be with my Wesley, and then the king who set up that whole getting kidnapped thing so he could start a war with Gelder. He's like, yes, it's going to be terribly sad when I murder her on our wedding night and everything. And I'm all like, man, you are just super
terrible
fucking all about killing this common girl. That's why he married her, just so he can a commoner, so he can marry her. So then it talks about how the king died that night. And but Humperdinck was made king, and he married the princess at night, that night, and everything. And he's like, Grandpa, that you're reading the story wrong. And I just be like, bitch, do you have the book? I don't think so. That's not how books work.
Yeah.
And he's like, just listen. I thought you didn't care about that stuff. And he's like, well, maybe I care a little bit, you know. So then he's like, she was introduced to the queen, and then this old hag lady comes out. She's like, boo! She had true love. And I'm all like, this bitch is fierce. Is that a mole? Ew.
It is a mole.
And pluck your eyebrows, sweetie. Come on, and everything. I'm like, but you know what? Whatever. She's calling her out.
Hey,
she's like,
she is confident in who she is, and she stands for what she believes in, and she is pissed at
she is. Yeah,
Buttercup.
She's like, so bow down her, the queen of puke, the queen of refuge, and she's like, boo, filth, and everything, the queen of muck. And I was like, man, she is roasting Buttercup fucking hardcore, like no joke. Like, this is a Comedy Central like a special and everything. Although she's not roasting her with love and everything like that. Anyways, and then we find out that that's a dream, that Buttercup was having a dream. So she walks into Humperdinck's room, and she's like, listen to me, I'll never love you. She's like, see, so just, and he's like,
and I'll never marry you, and I'm going to murder myself. Yeah.
So he's like, how about this? How about we make a compromise? Because it must be that time of the month, honey. Why don't we'll do this? I will, your lover bean is on a ship. I will send my 4 fastest ships, 1 in each direction, with the same letter that you write. And if he comes charging back, fine. You can go with what's his face. But if he doesn't, then you'll have to marry me. And she's like, okay. That's okay. That's a good compromise. Okay, fine. And then he's like,
but if he doesn't come back, you have to give me a chance, okay?
Yeah. So then back at the pit of despair, because he's all like, are you not coming in, King?
I love this part though.
He's like, no, I have a bride to kill, a wedding to plan, and a wool to get ready for. He's like, it's exhausting. It's exhausting. So then the Count guy, he goes in, and he explains that this is the machine, and what it does is, instead of stealing, it steals years off your life and everything. And he's like,
how do you calculate that?
Dude, I don't know, man. Like, I'm all like, Wouldn't you turn all wrinkly and old and everything? I was like, wouldn't you shrivel up into like a raisin?
And I go, if you're taking 1 year off, okay, but if you take off he's like, maybe one day I'll take it up to 5. And I'm like, how do you know it's 5?
Yeah, exactly. That's a great point too, Vetta, because I'm all like, I don't understand how the whole thing goes on either. But you know what? It's science, okay? Don't
Yeah.
ask why, but try. So he's like, now this is for posterity's sake. How do you feel? And he's all like, and he's like, interesting. And I'm all like, okay, I don't get your notes. Your notes are weird. Okay.
No scientist is picking up your research, Betty.
Yes. So then he's sitting here talking to this guy. And I just want to say right now, this guy, I love everything about this guy's look. He looks great. I don't know his name, but he looks great. I love his
And he
hair.
doesn't understand anything. Like,
Yes.
he doesn't get this shit at all, but it's his job, so he's doing it.
Yeah. So he's like, my spies have told me that Gelda is going to kill my wife on our wedding night. So I want you to double the guard. And he's like, and go clear out the forest and everything.
He's like,
And he's
none
all
of
like,
my scouts have told me that.
and he's like, did I ask you for your fucking opinion, loser? Go do what I said and everything. And he's like, it's like, form a brute squad. So, and she's like, have you heard anything from Wesley? No, haven't heard anything. So he forms a brute squad and he goes through the thieves, fucking whatever. And they're like, there's a Spaniard over here drunk. We got to get rid of him. He's like, well, find somebody and go get rid of him.
And they call it the brute squad, which cracks me up.
Yeah, which I just said that.
I know, but I'm like, that's so funny.
Yeah, because this guy's a big
police. They're just a brute squad.
Yeah, which I love how they should call the later on the miracle guy says it, but he's the giant is the brute squad. So he gets the Spaniard and he's like, hey Indigo, and he's like, hello my friend, and he knocks out the brute squad and he gets Indigo back to health and everything.
Because he was fucked up. He had hangover for days.
Yeah, hangover for days.
So we're getting to my favorite part where they go to the Miracle Max man, him and his wife. That's my favorite part of the whole movie.
Right on. He's like, we must find the men in the mask, the men in black. So back at the castle, Humperdinck, he's all talking and he's like, hello, my queen. And he's like, the ships are all ready to go. And she's like, except for your full fastest. He's like, exactly. And she's like,
of course, I just assumed you knew I meant they were already gone.
She's like, you didn't send them. You didn't send those ships. She's like, I will never love you. You are a pitiful man with small dick energy. And he's like, I wouldn't say that if I were you. Go to your room. And he locks her in her room. And then he goes down to the pit of despair. And he's like,
he doesn't go. He goes charging. Like, she has just committed the biggest atrocity ever.
Yeah. And I'm all like, he's like, how come she loves you and not me? And he's like, and then he turns it up. He's like, not up to 50. And he's like, and everything. And everybody can hear his screams. Mm-hmm. Which, by the way, these guys right here, how shitty of a job. They must be paying them good money to just stand there all day. I'd be fucking pissed. I was like, listen, I got to pay.
I go, not a one of them looks worthy of being a guard of a castle.
So then finally he's like, we have to go in there. How many men can you take? He's like, I think like 5 or 10. And he's like, I would leave 20 for me. And he's like, we need the men.
Even in my best shape, I couldn't do it.
So they find the albino and they're like, get us into the thing. And he
jog his memory.
Yeah, jog his memory, but he knocks him out, which is great. He's like, Father, he's like, enter my sword and send me to the men in black. And he does. He possesses the sword and sends them to the tree, and they go inside the pit of despair. He's like, shit, he's dead. He's like, we need a miracle. He's like, how much money you got?
And he's like, Miracle Max.
Yeah. And he's like, Dad, or Grandpa, he's not really dead. And he's like, you know what? He's like, you're like every fucking kid in the world. You ask me way too many questions. If you wait, I'll answer all the fucking questions you have. Just give me 2 minutes.
Do your kids do that in movies?
Every time.
Even if it's a movie I've never seen before, and I have to be like, dude, I'm seeing what you're seeing for the first time.
We'll go to the movie theater. It'll be opening day, first showing. You'll be like, why is he mad? Where is he going? Why
that doesn't change. That? My 20-year-old still does that, where she's like asking questions. I'm like, we are seeing this together.
Yeah, let's find out together. How about that? I just start making.
Make a guess?
I just start making shit up.
Make an educational guess.
See, you're better than me. And now I just start making stuff up. I'm just like, oh, she's dead. What? She dies? Yeah, she dies. She just doesn't know it yet. And then they're
Do
like,
they ever at the
what?
end of the movie go, you said she was gonna die? She didn't
Oh,
die.
every time. They're like, you lied. I was like, yeah, because you guys were annoying. I was a liar and you're annoying. Okay. So they get some money and they go to Miracle Max's house, right? That's his
Which
name,
is
right?
Billy Crystal, which
Billy
is
Crystal.
amazing.
Amazing. And then Carol Kane plays his wife.
Oh, I know his
So
wife.
good. So
Oh, I
good.
was gonna wait until
Liar.
she came on, but yeah.
Yeah.
Liar.
Yeah.
Liar.
So I love this part because he's like, listen, you come in and perform this miracle. And he's like, how much you got? And he's like, 65. He's like, I never done it for so little. Bring him in and everything. And then he's like, he was like, what I didn't, he's like, he's dead. And he's like, he's mostly dead that you can still perform a miracle. If he was fully dead, there's no hope.
And I love, don't worry, he would tell us,
Yeah.
and how he gets the like,
yeah, like for the fucking chimney sweep and shit. And I love how he's all like, he's like, there's nothing better except for an MLT, a mutton, lettuce, and tomato, where the mutton is nice and lean. I was like, a mutton, lettuce, and tomato is pretty good, you guys. So
ripe and crispy.
Yeah, I'm like, he's not lying, you guys. An MLT is pretty fucking good. I'm just saying. You slather a little mayo on there with some Dijon mustard. I was like, you got a winner. Anyways, so he's like, I love how he squeezes out. He's like, oh, he said true love. And he's like, so no, he said to believe he was cheating at a poker match.
Which
and his
means
wife comes,
to bluff.
to bluff. And she's like, liar, you liar, and everything. And I was like, he's like, get away from me, you old woman. So he's like, listen, if you do this, it'll ruin Humperdinck's whole life. And he's like, oh, to get back at the king? Yes. He's like, I'm all in.
Give me the money.
So he's like, you coat it in chocolate to makes the miracle go down real simple. It's real nice and everything. Now, he says, oh, hold on. Gosh, I keep passing it.
Wait 15 minutes.
15 minutes and then everything. But my favorite part is when they're leaving. Go ahead.
No, and then she says, and don't go swimming for an hour. And I was like, who goes swimming right after they come back from the dead?
Yeah. Communists. Okay, so then she goes, you think they got a chance? He's like, it'll take a miracle. He's like, good luck storming the castle. That's my favorite line in the whole movie. I say that all the time.
This is what doesn't make sense to me. Now they're like scoping out the castle and they have Wesley and they go to give him the miracle pill. Why does Indigo bite the end of it off like it's a cigar? He like pops the end of it off.
Great question.
Because I missed that, the Miracle Man saying to do that.
Yeah, I love how they're like, how long does it take? And he's like, I'm up. And I was like, not long. I was like, whatever he took, I'll have one. I'll have one of those miracles.
But my favorite is pretty soon his hands on his chest and he's like rubbing this and Andre the Giant is like, oh, look, your fingers moving. You're doing so good.
Yeah, you're doing so good. And he's like, we need a Reaper cloak or whatever. He's like,
or
that's
like,
so
we need a wheelbarrow.
And a wheelbarrow.
Like, oh, yeah, we have one by the albino.
Yeah, and the Reaper cloak. And I'm like, man, you guys are just getting everything you need,
like,
which is fine.
What about this? And he's like, where'd you get that? And he goes, I tried it on at the Miracle Max's. He said it looked so good, I could keep it.
Yeah. So then these two are getting married. I just want to say that I think I look just as good as Humperdinck right now. And then she's wearing her wedding gown and the crown.
Humperdinck's clothes in this whole movie, I'm like, what is happening? He definitely loves
Humperdinck is gay. Humperdinck is gay. We didn't establish this. Humperdinck and Rugen or whatever his name is, the six-finger guy. They be fucking. Like, we need to get that out of the way. Sorry.
I definitely loves the velvet outfit.
Oh, yeah, Humperdinck, yeah, he's gay. Sorry, Vetta.
Is that why he has to start a war to prove his manhood?
And so he could be fucking a bunch of dudes in the field and shit. I'm sorry. We should have discussed that. I just wanted to get that out of the way. Humperdinck, the gay meter goes off real fucking quick. Okay.
Well, you would know.
Yeah, I would know. My gay meter is on point. So then so then we get to the marriage part. Now this fucking Pope guy, whatever, this bishop guy, he's like, he's great. He's like, marriage is, and I'm all like, that's fucking great. I love
we're here today.
And I'm all like, not only does his voice great, but he is Captain Obvious of all get out and everything. So then they get the wheelbarrow, and then I love how he's like, I am, the Jed Piper Roberts. I am gonna kill all of you as I light myself on fire. And they're all like, I'm fucking scared now. And so they all run away. Me, I'd be all like, you guys, what's happening here?
Yeah, that's how you know these aren't real guards, because they left so fast.
Yeah, they're fucking pussies because they're like, I don't get paid enough for this bullshit. Sorry.
And then the main guy, who's the head of the army guy, is the last one left. And
and he's the only one with the key to the city. And I love how he's all like, he's like, give us the key. And he's like, I don't remember where it is. And he's like, Physic, make him remember. And he's like, it's right here. I have it in my pocket. Yeah, rip his arms off.
Oh,
yeah.
You mean this key? I thought you were talking about a different key.
Exactly.
Like, exactly. This key. Please leave me my arms alone.
Yeah. So then finally, they're at the marriage part. They're all like, say you're married. And he's like, you are married.
No, the Humperdinck says I do. And he goes to ask Buttercup.
What's her? Yeah, Buttercup.
He's like, just move ahead. And he's like, and your man and wife.
Yeah, your man and wife or whatever. And he's like, and so then they're trouncing through the thing. Hold on, I'm trying to get to it. And then they come across the finger man, Indigo, and he's like, and then Indigo fights all of them, beats the guards, and then what's his face? He's all like, I don't know if he says the line here, but
he does.
But,
he says it before the guys attack him.
He's like, I am Indigo Montoya. You killed my father. Prepare to die.
And the guy just turns and runs.
And runs like a fucking pussy and everything. So he runs, and Indigo, he goes through this door, and I love how Indigo comes across the door. He's like, and he's like, Physic, I need you. Hurry! Physic, get the fuck over here right now.
He hangs Wesley off of a knight's armor. Yeah. Just literally hangs him.
Yeah. And I love how the king is taking her back. She's like, I will be dead before the hours. He's like, before dawn. He's like, that's nice. And she kisses him, and he's like, she kissed me. And I'm all like, that's so
he doesn't
lovely.
give a shit about her. He's like, I'm gonna be dead soon. He's all like, she kissed me.
Yeah. So finally we get to them fighting, and he throws a knife at him and stabs him right in the gut, gets him in the gut. And he's like, sorry, father, I have failed you. And I'm all like,
and he's like, oh, are you that insolent little brat from so many years ago that I had to teach a lesson to? And you're like, right. Oh man, this is really a lot of information, dude.
Yeah. So Buttercup is about to unalive herself. And Wesley is on the bed. And he's like, I wouldn't do that if I were you.
He says, he says, why would you ruin such perfectly good bosom,
breasts and everything? And I'm all like, I just, so watching it as a kid, I didn't care, but now I'm all like, yeah, show your titties, pop a big fat nip and everything, which she doesn't. Which I'm all like, boo, queen of puke. Anyway, so then she's like, oh, Wesley, you're still alive and everything.
Oh, she jumps on Wesley so
dude,
bad.
I was all like, if she does not ride him right now, then she is a tease. Okay, so anyway, so he's all like, he tries to get up, but he gets stabbed because this is where he goes into it. And so he stabs him in both his shoulders. And then finally he's like,
the
sword. And he's all like, yeah. And so he's all like, so he keeps repeating over and over again. He's like, I am Indigo Montoya. You killed my father. Prepare to die. And he finds the strength to fight off the swordsman, the six-fingered man. And he's fighting him.
If you just hold on to your wound, you'll be fine.
Yeah. And then finally he gets him, and he unarms him, and he's like, anything you want. He's like, offer me money. Yes, of course. And he's like, offer me power. Anything. He's like, and he's all like, and
he's flicking his cheeks with the sword each time, giving him the same scars that he.
Yeah. And then he stabs him, and he's like, I won my father back, you fucking bastard, or whatever. And everyone I'm like, yeah, fuck you, six-fingered man.
The best would have been if he would have cut off the sixth finger.
That would have been like so trophy. Good. Yeah, or like his hand, and just been like, I'm taking this back with me now. So she's like, Wesley, why do you not move? And he's like, I can't move right now. And she's like, okay. So then he comes in, Humperdinck comes in, and he's all like, I challenge you. And he's like, and then he's all like, I'm not gonna kill you. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut off your arms or whatever.
To the pain. That's what he says. We're
Yeah,
going to fight to the pain.
To the
And
pain.
He's like, I'm sorry. I'm not familiar with that.
And long story short, he's just going to dismember him so much and he gouge out his eyes, but he's not going to take away he's like,
going to make him a freak. So children cry and scream every time they see him, that he's made of their nightmares.
Yeah. And so he stands up and everything. And Humperdinck is such a pussy that this story gets him, and he's like, sit down in that chair, and he lets what's her face tie him up, and then he's all like, he's like, I knew you were bluffing. I knew he was bluffing and everything. And I'm all like, yeah, and you fell for it, you fucking pussy.
You shouldn't play poker because you would lose all the kingdom's money.
Yeah. So Physic finds 4 white horses. They're beautiful. Drops her down, which I just want to, this right here.
This is the longest fall ever. And I'm like,
longest fall ever. And
like a 1-story castle, people.
Yeah. Yeah. And gravity does not work like this because her dress is not flying upwards. And I'm all like, we should be seeing some snatch right now.
And she's falling in like slow motion. I'm like,
slow motion.
But then she lands in his arms so fast.
So fast.
Like, these don't match up, guys.
Right. And so these two are all like, you first and everything.
And they jump like immediately at the same time almost. And I'm like, he can't catch both of you.
Yeah. So then they all ride off into the sunset or whatever. And
and Indigo becomes the new Dread Pirate.
Pirate Roberts. Yes. And these two, they kiss and everything and fall in love.
And they have the most epic kiss, better than the top 5 ever. And I'm like, watching it as an adult, like as a kid, I was like, oh, as an adult, I'm like, was it though?
Was it though? I don't know. The Spider-Man kiss is pretty fucking great. Yeah.
There's some pretty good kisses out there.
Right on. Are those fucking Cheetos 80s style? That's what I'm talking about right there. And there's a He-Man right there. Love it.
Right.
Okay. So then the grandpa's all like, I like how he's like, oh yeah, you don't want all this lovey-dovey stuff. And the grandson's like, maybe a little lovey-dovey stuff is okay. And he's like, all right.
He's like, I can handle it, Grandpa.
Yeah. And he's like, all right. And they lived happily ever after. And he's like, hey, Grandpa, do you think you want to come over again sometime and read this story to me? And he's like,
I'm like,
tomorrow. Yeah.
School tomorrow too?
Yeah. This kid fucking plays it right and everything. And he's like, sure. And then he's like, shalom and everything. And I was like, shalom to you too. Yeah, I don't think you used that right, Grandpa, but whatever. It's fine. And he's like, good night, Sonny. And I'm like, good night. This took all goddamn day for this fucking story. You're a slow reader, Grandpa.
But it was a really thick book. So
that was not a thick book. That was like the first Harry Potter book, and I could get through that pretty fast.
I can read multiple books. Yeah, I'm fine with that. But yes, he was doing the voices and stuff.
I do the voices. I'm just saying. Okay, you know what?
I'm trying to give Grandpa a break here. Okay,
right.
He's old.
He is old. You're right. I gave him some grace too.
At least he's reading to his grandkids.
That's a great point, Vetta. That's at least he's reading, which we all need to do more of. Okay, so that's the end of the movie, right?
Classic.
No, I just want to say classic. It's such a feel-good movie, no matter what you're like, no matter where you are in life. If you sit and watch this movie, like me watching this movie, like I suggested this movie because my wife suggested it, but I was all like, that's a great idea. I love that movie. And who doesn't?
And don't you, because you're a parent and you're way closer to this than I am because my children are much older, do you remember how in awe of this movie your kids were the first time they watched it?
Yeah.
They loved everything about it. They wanted to watch it again.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's such a good movie. I think that even to this day, even though like the rats are just men in suits crawling around and shit, it still holds up. I think that it's such a good movie, even though the kid's bedroom is set in the 80s and it's like, and he's playing Atari. You're still like, this is such a good movie.
He's just a hipster. Good. That's okay.
Yeah, that's fine by me. Yeah, it's totally fine. Listen, I'm trying to raise my kids 90s style, so yeah.
It's the good style. Those are the good years.
Yeah. I love it and everything. But okay, so that is where we are at with this movie. So before we end this, I'm going to ask you what I always ask you, and that is overall, how did you feel about this movie, even though we've kind of answered it, and would you recommend?
I love this movie. It's in the category of if you don't like it, we can't be friends, and I better not run into you in a back alley.
Yeah. You better hope I don't see you in public.
Right. And I would 100% recommend this movie because, again, if you don't love it, you're a psychopath. You need to be medicated. There's something wrong with you. This movie is great. It's got something for everyone.
Yeah. I also love this movie so much. I would recommend it again. If you don't like this movie after watching it, you have a character flaw. There's just something wrong with you. It's so this
There has
movie
to be somebody in this movie you have to love. Like, even as much as Humperdinck is a dick and his little six-finger guy, they are a nice little villain team.
Yeah, they're great. They're great.
Everybody can find something to enjoy.
Yeah, exactly. They're giving them the come fuck me eyes the whole time. You just love them, everything.
Like, we know why he wanted Humperdinck to come down to the pit of despair.
Yeah, and his name ain't Humperdinck for no reason. So, all right. So we are going to wrap this sucker up. But thank you so much, you guys, for listening to us. Make sure to follow us on Twitter at BSDrunkPod to stay updated and everything. Now, my good sirs and ladies, if you listen to us on Apple Podcasts, please, or Spotify, please leave us a 5-star review. We would greatly appreciate it, and it helps us out tremendously. You have no idea. Now, as I said before, we will be posting the video version of this to our YouTube channel, so be sure to check us out there. That's at and subscribe and like and all that, and comment, you fuckers. Start commenting. Anyways, that's at YouTube at BS Drunk Movie Reviews. Also, you guys, we do have. I love how I'm changing my accent. We do have I can't keep that shit up. We do have a Patreon, you guys, and so over at our Patreon, we do movie reviews, but we review franchises. Like we've done Scream, we've done the Jurassic Park franchise, we've done I Know What You Did Last Summer, all that good stuff. So go check it out. There's different levels and all that stuff. But it's really fun. It's a good time and everything. And if we get enough patrons, I will do a striptease. Go watch some our Magic Mike's franchise. We did that franchise. Okay, anyways, the link for that will be in the description down below. But most importantly, you guys, please don't forget to drink, recap, review, and repeat. Bye, you guys.
Bye, guys.